Hey everybody, it's Kellen Nitro for Nitromaniac TV's wrestling channel, and it's time for my Extreme Rules predictions for the 2018 Extreme Rules card coming up on July 15th, available on the WWE Network and local pay-per-view providers nationwide. Let's take a look at the card, and here are just my picks on how they're going to go, so you might want to bet differently because I am terrible at predicting these things. Just saying. Opening match on a kickoff show, we'll have the New Day versus Sanity, six-man tables match as decreed by Paige on Smackdown Live this past Tuesday. I think this is where Sanity kind of will establish itself as a threat on SmackDown. And you know what? New Day's so established they can afford a loss here. So yeah, I'm with the majority here and saying Sanity will probably win the match. I'm ticked that this is not part of the main card. I think this would be a hell of an opener, but it is what it is. Extreme Rules match for the Raw Women's Championship has Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. I really don't see them taking the belt off of Bliss at this point. I think she's due for a long title run, so Alexa Bliss is my pick to click in that matchup. Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens in a steel cage matchup as decreed by Kurt Angle on Monday Night Raw this past Monday. This will be another building block for Strowman, I think. I think he's just going to toss Owens around that cage pretty big. I see Owens, though, taking the win out of this one, but I think something's going to happen after the match, some sort of angle or something that puts Strowman over big time. So I see Owens probably weaseling out with the win in the cage, but not without repercussions. Something's going to happen. Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. This is just a straight-up singles match. I don't think there's any stipulations to this whatsoever. I'm looking right now. No, there isn't. So see the big heel win, probably Corbin, with some devious means and that stuff. They're trying to get this Constable bit over on Raw right now. So that's kind of how I see that shaping up. I think Corbin's going to take the W in that one. United States title, Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This match, I think, has potential of being a show stealer if the Iron Man match, which I'll talk about a little later on, doesn't deliver. Both these guys, I think, now have picked up second wind a little bit in WWE as well. Now, Nakamura's coming off of a terrible program with AJ Styles, unfortunately, this year. But Hardy's been kind of, since coming back from the injury at the night after Mania on Raw, has been kind of picked up momentum a little bit and is getting a little bit bigger, a little bit badder. His matches are very watchable right now, which is a big thing for Jeff Hardy, which in the past he hasn't been able to do, have very watchable matches from start to finish. So I think that Shinsuke Nakamura will walk out with the United States title here, but I doubt that this will be the last time we see the two wrestle over the U.S. title, or fight over the U.S. title, I should say. I think that this might be something that might lead into SummerSlam as well. Maybe a trilogy of matches. We'll have to wait and see, but I think that they're probably planning for something at SummerSlam between the two of them as well. But my pick to click here is Nakamura. Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, singles match. This build on Raw has been quite painful at times to watch. I think they really got it going though this past week on Raw with the pull apart. Always love a good pull apart brawl on Monday Night Raw. That's you know, always been a staple of programming, especially leading into a pay-per-view. So nothing wrong there with that. Man, I mean, Roman, I think by them bringing Lashley in this and having Roman beat Lashley, I think they're trying to again relaunch that Roman train a little bit. It hasn't worked the first several times they've tried to do it. I doubt that Bobby Lashley is going to be the magic cure-all, but at least they got Roman a different dance partner this time around, which is very refreshing. 30-minute Iron Man match for the Intercontinental title has Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre is allowed at ringside after what happened on Monday Night Raw. That was the match of the night on Monday Night Raw, in my mind, was the Rollins-McIntyre match. That was incredible to see. Man, it will be a fantastic 30 minutes between these two. This should steal the show. This should be match of the night right here. I see Dolph walking out with the IC title. I think that McIntyre is going to get involved in the decision somehow, and I think that for sure Dolph is leaving with the IC title, but I think that, again, this is something that they're building for SummerSlam 4 between the two of them. I think you're going to see something bigger at SummerSlam potentially. I mean, they're doing a cage match here. Why not a cage match between the two of them? Then that way that neutralizes McIntyre at SummerSlam. Well, we'll see what happens. But my pick there, Ziggler. Smackdown Tag Team titles kind of been made the semi-main event just through all the build of it and that stuff, and the surprise return of Team Hell No. You got the Bludgeon Brothers of Harper and Rowan versus Team Hell No, Kane, Daniel Bryan, and I think they're going to be riding the nostalgia train a little bit on SmackDown with Team Hell No. I think to maybe, I don't want to say appease Daniel Bryan, but at least give him something creatively for a bit. Depends also how long they have Kane as well to maybe build up to something for SummerSlam. But I can see a scenario where we have Kane versus Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam if there's a turn in this match or something like that. I don't think there will be, though. I think Team Hell No will walk out with the tag team titles in this match. Carmella versus Asuka for SmackDown Women's Championship. James Ellsworth will be suspended above the ring in the gimmick shark cage, you know, that they're selling all the play sets for, because they need another shark cage match. I think this is like the third or fourth one they've had in a 3-year period. Gimmicks, yay. Man, see this one, probably Carmella retaining. I think that either Ellsworth or another entity will get involved in this match. Asuka, I think now is just playing the role of, you know, the supremely powerful face that gets so close but can't win the big one now at this point. And I think that's what they're going to be milking for a little while with her, with the storyline. So I see Carmella probably walking out with the title here. Raw Tag Team Championship, we got Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt versus the B Team, Axel and Dallas. That was a nasty bump that Dallas took over Monday night on Raw there. Cringeworthy, almost very similar to the Enzo Amore bump. Hopefully everything is well there. I haven't seen anything yet online referring to it or whatever. But if you have, obviously post it below. I know with the New Japan stuff, with the Nitro stake, I didn't hear anything about Takahashi's neck injury, and that was brought up by a viewer of the Nitro stake. So please, if you see something and I don't point it out in one of these pieces and that stuff, feel free to comment below. I'm not going to be the guy that goes out there and say, oh, well, that's wrong. No. Obviously, I want this just to be an open discussion. This channel is an open discussion for wrestling in general and that stuff. So everybody brings ideas to the table. Let's talk about it. Let's you know, if you have some facts in that stuff that you found that I have not hit on or I have missed, you know, in doing, you know, the research and everything into these pieces, please just post them below. You know, not a problem at all. I mean, we're all human, right? So it's all good. And it's entertainment, so hey, we love it. But man, if the B Team's 100%, I see B Team walking out with the tag team titles here. I think that this gives maybe a catalyst to another Hardy Wyatt feud potentially. You know, and maybe this is more wacky goofiness too between the four teams. You know, where Borash can step in and start making more of those short films and that stuff. You gotta think that there's gonna be something big between Hardy and Wyatt at SummerSlam that they're gonna be involved in. That group on Raw is one of the more over acts on Monday Night Raw right now. So, and of course, WWE Championship, AJ Styles versus Rusev should be a very good and competitive matchup here. As over as Rusev is right now, I think it would be a stretch for him to walk out with the WWE Championship here. While believable, while potentially doable, I think AJ Styles walks out with the title here, and Rusev puts on a hell of a match, and then maybe we see a multi-man at SummerSlam for the title. Maybe there's a fatal four-way or a triple threat, and you involve Rusev in that in some way. Now, I think that would be probably the route that they take, but my pick to click there, AJ effing Styles. All right, folks, happy wrestling watching, and please put your predictions below. And like I said, let's talk about this a little bit now. So this card is kind of interesting, the way they've set it up going forward and everything for the supposed well, it's not really the dead part of the year because it's not after SummerSlam yet, but for the summer, the typically slow summer season in WWE, it's one of the more interesting cards I've seen in a while. So feel free to put your thoughts below and tweet at me at @CalNitro on Twitter, and we'll talk to you guys later on. Happy wrestling watching later days, guys.